Hello everyone! I finally did it! I pulled the trigger and got E6 S5 Sparkle. And after testing her, I can honestly say, not only is her personality insane, but as well as the value that she can bring to your team. My name is Shin, and I will be providing a general overview of Sparkle's kit, best relics, and team composition. I'll also be doing some damage testing at each Eidolon to see whether each Eidolon is worth it. But before we begin, I want you to know that I do stream most days on Twitch, so if you're interested, the link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Sparkle is the newest 5-star character in Honkai Star Rail, and she's a Quantum Harmony support that specializes in increasing your team's damage and replenishes skill points. For Sparkle's talents, it increases the team's max skill points by 2, and whenever an ally consumes skill points, it increases the damage dealt by the entire team. And for Sparkle's skill, it increases the target ally's crit damage and advances forward their action by 50%. For Sparkle's ultimate, it synergizes perfectly with her talent skill. It recovers 4 skill points and grants Cypher to all allies. Cypher increases the damage boosting effect of her talent. And lastly, for Sparkle's technique, it grants Misdirect for 20 seconds. During this time, you won't be detected by enemies and you recover 3 skill points when you enter battle. Next, we'll go over her major and minor traces. This one allows you to gain an additional 10 energy when using your basic attack. This essentially allows you to gain the same amount of energy as you would from using your skill. Artificial Flower extends the buff from your skill until the target ally's next turn. This is especially good for characters that have actions outside of their turn, such as follow-up attack characters. And lastly, we have Nocturne. This gives 15% attack to all allies, and each additional quantum character in your team can further increase this. Sparkle's minor traces include HP and effect res, which is good for her survivability. It also includes crit damage, which further boosts her skill buffs. Sparkle's best relic set is going to be 4-piece Hackerspace. This set will give Sparkle 6% additional speed and 12% speed to all allies when she uses her ultimate. However, if you can't get a 4-piece, you can run 2-piece Hackerspace along with 2-piece Longevous Disciple or 2-piece Guard of Withering Snow for additional survivability. For planar ornaments, the go-to is the Broken Keel set. It provides crit damage as long as you have 30% effect res. However, there should not be an issue as you get 10% effect res from this set as well as 10% from her minor traces. An alternative would be the Penacony set, as it increases energy regen, which is amazing for supports. It also increases damage by 10% for all allies that are the same type as the wearer. This is great for mono quantum teams. For relic stats, you want to go crit damage body, speed boots, HP or defense sphere, and an energy regen rope. You need the extra regen in order for Sparkle to gain her ultimate every 3 turns. You want to prioritize speed and crit damage, but you also want HP and defense percentage to improve her survivability. For light cones, Sparkle's best in slot is Earthly Escapade. It increases her crit damage as well as provide your entire team with an additional crit rate and crit damage buff through the mask effect. This effect can be obtained by recovering skill points, whether it's through basic attacks or Sparkle's ultimate. An interesting thing about this light cone is that if you equip it on multiple characters, the boost from this mask effect actually stacks. An alternative would be Bronia's light cone. It offers additional energy regen and recovers an additional skill point upon using their ultimate. Also, when using their skill, it increases the damage of the next ally taking action, which is perfect for Sparkle. For more free-to-play options, Sparkle can use Dance 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 to action forward the entire team up to 24% at S5. Carve the Moon is also a decent option just for additional damage bonuses for your entire team. Past and Future is also an amazing alternative as it is similar to Bronia's Light Cone. When using a skill, the next ally taking action deals additional damage. And for the Eidolons, I have tested the damage increase at each Eidolon to determine whether it's worth it. Alright, E0S1 Sparkle testing. There we go, Sparkle's going before, that's exactly how we want it. Do this. Let's just... we can give him the buff, right? Advance forward. Ultimate. Okay. Okay, base damage. I'll target the dinosaur. 261036. So for E1, the Cypher effects granted lasts an additional turn, and all allies who have Cypher gets an additional 40% attack. Okay, E1 S1. Give Sparkle the ultimates. Buff Danhong. Wait, what? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Do that, do this. Okay. 337 242. So at E2, each stack of her talent allows allies to ignore an additional 8% of target's defense. Let's see how much more damage we do with E2. Okay. Buff Danhong. Give Sparkle her ult. Do this. 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 Alright, let's see. 386221. 386221. Holy shit. E3 increases the skill point level by 2 and basic attack by 1. Nothing too big. Okay, this is E3S1. Advance forward Danhong. Alt. Alright.
この力が騒いで天候の荒波さあ飲め
393819. E4 increases the ultimate skill point recovered by 1 and increases the max skill point by 1. This doesn't increase damage, so I did not test this. E5 increases ult level by 2 and the talent level by 2. E5 S1.
涼しいですね。天木不破。
運銀魚水。
話し合います。千の珍奇をも一心同期。
Oh, it feels so weird seeing 8 skill points now.
諸悪退散。占いそうよ一体。頑張って。かくれんぼしよ答え見つけてごらん。
この力が騒い天候の荒波
400-428. Alright, and lastly for her E6, the crit damage boost from her E skill gains an additional increase by another amount equal to 30% of her crit damage. And additionally, the skill effect gets applied to all allies who has Cypher from her ultimate. Alright, this is E6S1.
構わない
困る千の珍奇をも一心同期諸悪退散砲丸を持ってみるそうよ一体頑張ってかくれんぼし答え見つけてごらん
Alright, let's see.
天候の荒波
464. 464708. Let's see how crazy this gets. E6S5. Let's go.
運銀魚水
千の珍奇をも一心同期諸悪退散そうよ一体遊んでよ動じないでかくれんぼ答え見つけて
Alright, here we go.
使うつ
E6S5.
さあ飲め
Wait, I didn't look. It was like 493. I got distracted. 493 something, yeah. And so here is a summary of all the damage increases based on each Eidolon and going from S1 to S5 for her Lycone. The biggest increases are her E1, E2, and E6. And surprisingly, going from S1 to S5 did not yield as much of a damage increase, likely due to diminishing returns of having high crit damage. And so if you are getting Eidolons, E1 and E2 are going to be the best bang for your buck. And lastly, let's talk about team composition. I personally think Sparkle is a universal character who can be put on any team, but she really shines in team comps that use a lot of skill points like Dan Heng, Sealy, or Qing Chui. Sparkle is also super amazing in follow-up attack team comps like Jing Yuan, Dr. Ratio, or even Topaz. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want more live content, make sure you go check me out on my Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time.